Well, y'all, it is draft day, one of my favorite days of the year, especially in the sports world at least. Um, yeah, April 24th, NFL draft is tonight, 7 p.m., I'm pretty sure, is when it starts today. Yeah, pretty sure 7 p.m. tonight. And I'm excited, man. This whole draft cycle in general draft process has been very unusual to me. This draft process I think has been the most changing, I guess would be the word, draft that I've seen throughout this process, especially for me as a person who does mock draft videos on YouTube, but really for everybody that I watch, like all the content creators that I watch, as well, and my friends that I talk to. There's been a lot of just players moving up and down boards everywhere consensusly, and a lot of picks that I've made that I like for a lot of teams at this point on this day, right on draft day, throughout this past few years when I've been doing these videos, it's just, there's been, down to like two or three guys. And there are some teams this year that I am down to like two or three guys, especially with how I have the board falling. There's a lot of teams that I'm down to a lot of different guys on. And there's different ways that I think that stuff can go that will make it differently, right? So let's get into it. This is my final mock draft of the 2025 NFL mock draft cycle or NFL draft cycle. Um, and this is, as always, if you're new here, you've never came across my channel before, welcome. And the final mock draft that I always do on draft day is always a predictive mock. So this is not necessarily what I would do, but what I think is going to happen tonight. And with that being said, if you watched, oh wow, PFF updated their big board. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Jeanty, Tate McMillan, Mason Graham. Interesting. Okay, interesting looking at this. Colson, Love, and Don Brez Raccoon to the top 20. Cam Ward at 20. And that is going to be my number one overall pick. Come tonight, I think it's gonna be Cam Ward. If you've been around the channel, I've kind of, voiced my opinion on that and why I would and wouldn't do it, if I was the Titans. But it seems pretty um common knowledge at this point that Cam Ward will be the number one overall pick come tonight to the Tennessee Titans. Number two overall pick for the Cleveland Browns. I'm rocking with Travis Hunter still. I think I said this in my video that I put out this past Monday. That was a full two-round mock draft, which is the only one of those I did this year. I think I kind of said that my top three picks are kind of set in stone. I'm pretty sure is how I termed it. Um, and that would be in Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and then my pick for the Giants there at number three, Abdul Carter. I'm pretty confident in these three right now, honestly. And it's the NFL draft. Anything can go any way it really wants to, Um, Nobody last year is mocking Michael Penix Jr. at 8 to the Falcons, that's for sure, especially after the contract they had gave Kirk Cousins. Now, was it the right pick for them? Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, NFL draft can go any way it wants to, anywhere it wants to. And this is all just for fun, but I am trying to be right at the same time. It's always fun to try to be right. Um, and I've kind of really got my first eight picks set in stone. And there's a lot of trades that I've ran through in my head as well. Teams trading up, teams trading back, whatever, right? And it's just been really hard. It's been really hard um, to do trades and mock trades in this cycle. But yeah, that's my top three picks right there. Cam Ward of the Titans at one, Travis Hunter to the Browns at two, Abdul Carter to the Giants at three. Cam Ward, obviously, Titans do need a quarterback in a sense. They need a lot of things, but they do need a quarterback for sure. And if the potential that's there hits, that's a great pick for them. They've got a franchise quarterback, right? Travis Hunter at two, the unicorn of the draft, right? Can play corner, play receiver, both a need for the Browns. Makes a lot of sense for them as well at number two. Abdul Carter at three to the Giants. Edge, maybe not the biggest need for the Giants, but if you do this, maybe you can go trade Kayvon Thibodeau now for maybe a fourth round pick and get somebody else in this draft, or maybe it's a next year's pick. Who knows? But you've got one of the best pass rushes in the league at that point. Him, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns on the other side of him. At four, Patriots. I've been pretty set in stone. I said this in my video the other day with this one. I'm just at Will Campbell for them. I just think it makes this most sense, man. And I said this exact words in the video the other day. You need a left tackle and a left guard. put him at left tackle, put him at left guard, put him wherever we want to, right? He's probably gonna be good. But if you want to try him out at left tackle, and it doesn't work, boom, slide him into left guard next year, take a left tackle next year, or trade for a left tackle, whatever, right? 5 for the Jaguars. I I saw who was it? Was it that franchise guy? I think it was that took Ashton Genty at 5 to the Jaguars. I was like, wow. Okay, interesting. But yeah, I'm sticking and picking where I've been at. I'm going Mason Graham. I do think Tyler Warren is very much in play there at 5 to the Jaguars, though. Mason Graham, blue chip prospect, interior defensive lineman out of Michigan. Really good prospect, really good player. Think could work out very well in Jacksonville for them. 6, the Raiders. Man, it's tough between these two guys right here. And I think it's got to be one of them. Mason Graham on the board here at 6 has got to be the pick, though, if you're the Raiders. If that's what ends up happening, you have to take him. But Ashton Genty still being here, Mason Graham off the board, I think it makes the most sense for the Raiders. And that's kind of been where I'm at with what they're going to do tonight in the draft. 7, Jets. I went Tyler Warren the other day, but I'm back to Armand Mimbu. I think it makes the most sense for them. I've seen a lot of people mocking it. I know I'm kind of chalky. I'm really kind of chalk on these first 8 picks I'm about to make, honestly. I'm not going to lie. But I do think that's what's going to happen. Panthers at 8. Ted McMillan sitting here on the board. That was my pick in the video the other day. And I think that's such a good pick for them. Such a good pick for them. And you can just kind of target defense the rest of the draft is what I said. If he's on the board there. But man, I've seen it a lot, and I think it does make a lot of sense. And that's been kind of where I'm at consensusly as well. As a lot of other people. My bad on the yawning. We're going Jalen Walker at 8 to the Panthers. I think it makes a lot of sense. They could use him, in a linebacker and or edge role. Either or. I think it makes so much sense for them. So we're going to go Jalen Walker at 8 to the Panthers. 9. This is kind of where my draft starts now. Because I've kind of locked in those top 8, right, for predictive and just been like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. This is where I lose it. I've seen a lot of Shedeur Sanders. I've seen some Ted McMillan. I've seen even like Walter Nolan, Mike Green, right? I've seen some Jahdae Barron. I've seen some Tyler Warren. I've seen everything. Everything to the Saints here at 9. With that being said, even though Shedeur Sanders makes a lot of sense for them due to the whatever's happening, right, with Derek Carr and all that, right? I think the Saints should really trade out of here, in my opinion. But man, I think I'm gonna trade out. Now that I say it, I didn't want to. I didn't want to coming into this, but I think I might trade out. I'm gonna trade out. I'm gonna trade out. And the other day I did the Dolphins, and they came up and got Mimbu, which I think makes sense as well. I wonder if you're the Dolphins, if you would still come up thinking that maybe one of these two teams takes an offensive lineman and you want to get your choice, but I think I have something more interesting as well. I think I'm going to come up with the Cowboys. It's the first thing that pops up that's interested in trading up per the simulator. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go. Really, that doesn't get accepted? That's kind of interesting. Hold on, let me pull up the pick. I'm going to pull up the pick value. NFL draft pick value chart. Shout out to Draft Tech. Always forget this guy's name. What's his name? The Jimmy Johnson valuation model. So New Orleans number 9 overall pick is worth 1350. Dallas's number 12 is worth 1200. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. What's 44 worth? So we need to make up 150. 44 is worth 460. So what if they threw like 93? Okay, that gets done. Dallas is going to come up to 9. They're going to move 12 and 44 to the Saints for 9 to 93. The Dallas Cowboys are going to come up here and take Ted McMillan out of Arizona. Wow. Okay, I haven't done that yet. That's fun. That's fun right there. That's really fun. I like that. The Dallas Cowboys trade 12 and 44 for 9 and 93. Come up and take Ted McMillan in the first round, pair with CeeDee Lamb. Okay. All right, Cowboys. All right. Then the Bears here at 10. I think you. Hmm. I wonder if this would start a trade spree. Who's interested in coming up? The Dolphins? Let's get the chart back out. I can't do this again. I think last year I did a lot of trades and then there was like no trades and it made my mock draft just like super wrong. I don't think it's gonna happen. If this was a regular video and I wasn't doing like I wasn't doing all that, if I wasn't being trying to be predictive, I would make a bunch of trades. But I actually really like that, and I think the Cowboys could be aggressive. I really do think they could be aggressive. I think I'm just gonna have to take one of the edge rushers here. There's just so many. I could see a world where Walter Nolan goes as early or Malachi starts. I think I'm about to take one of these edge rushers, man. And is it Mike Keller or is it Mike Green? I think I'm gonna go Mike Green. I think the Bears would opt Mike Green over Michael Williams. Yeah. Okay, Giants here at 11. This is a tough pick because I really like Jade Barron to them, but I'm also liking Kelvin Banks to them as well. Nah, I think Barron's gonna go early. I think it has to be him there at 11. All right, at 12, the Saints back up on the clock after the trade back. I think you just look I think you just kind of look anywhere here if you're the Saints, honestly. I really do. I really think you just kind of look anywhere if you're the Saints here at 12. After you trade back, um, I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't under the Saints are the most confusing team. I don't understand them at all. This feels like it's too early for Walter Nolan. What if they went edge rusher? What if they went Michael Williams? Oh, Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart makes a lot of sense for the Saints. I think I actually took him the other day when I traded back with them at 13. He makes sense. Edge rusher could play D line as well. Yeah, Shamar Stewart to the Saints at 12. Yeah. 13 Dolphins. I'm gonna go ahead and take Kelvin Banks. I think that just makes a lot of sense. He can play guard or tackle, to be honest, and they need both, so helps them out there for sure. 14 Colts. It would be Malachi Starks, but Tyler Warren's still available on the board. This is hard because I'm trying to do this predictively, and I think Tyler Warren's going to go higher than 14. I really do think he will. But that's just how the board falls there, man. Just trying to be predictive, trying to be predictive as possible here. My goal is 1 year to have at least 16 of the 32 picks correct in the first round, which is like probably impossible, but who knows? I think last year I had like six. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago that I had like 11 or 12, so that was pretty cool. Falcons at 15, man, it just they have to go edge rusher, right? But I like Jahad Campbell and I like Will Johnson, especially with Shamar Stewart, Mike Green off the board. I could see it being Michael Williams as well, but I've seen this a lot and I think it makes a lot of sense and I kind of like it. I'm gonna go Will Johnson at 15 to the Falcons. 16 to the Cardinals. If Will Johnson was here, it would be him. He's now gone. Walter Nolan's still sitting here. I think Gray Zabel could still be in play for them here as well, but Walter Nolan's sitting here. Seen it mocked a lot. I think I've made the pick a lot as well. We're going to go Walter Nolan, the interior defense lineman out of Mississippi, to the Cardinals at 16. 17, the Bengals. I think they could go anywhere. I think they kind of go BPA here, though. And yeah, Malachi Stark's still sitting here. I know I went Jahad Campbell the other day. I do think Gray Zabel could be in play for them as well. Maybe Kenneth Grant. But yeah, I think they go front seven though. I think they go front seven, and I think that they just take BPA as well. I'm gonna go Jahad Campbell at 17 to the Bengals again. I think I did that in my video on Monday. 18 Seahawks. Yeah. Edge rusher, I think for sure is the play here, just because they don't like taking. No, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do that. I gotta go Graze. I gotta go Graze Able. I have to go Graze Able. They need it. They need a guard so bad, so bad. This has to be the year that they take one, right? I know the whole thing about the GM. Oh, we don't value interior offensive line that much. Whatever. I have to go Graze Able there. I have to. I can't not take him there. And man, that really sucks that I took Jahad Campbell off the board again before the Buccaneers because he makes so much sense for them. I think Malachi Starks could be in play here for the Bucks. Malachi Starks is falling a lot for me right now, and I don't like that. But yeah, I think that they look edge now. Probably is this the Donovan as a Raku spot? I think it might be. Even though I like James Pierce and Michael Williams better than him, I think he's going to end up going early. Or maybe this is the Michael Williams spot. I wonder who they would like better. Who would the Bucks like better? Probably James Pierce out of the three. I'm gonna take Donovan Ezeraku. He's just another one of those guys. He's like Derek Harmon, where I'm not as high on him as most people are, but I think he's gonna end up going early. So, like I said, I'm being predictive here. Got to take him at some point. Okay, 20 Broncos. Oh man, oh man, one of the toughest picks in the draft. It's one of these two. It's one of those two. It has to be, right? Or maybe Matthew Golden. I'm gonna rock with it. I've been rocking with it this whole time. I'm gonna continue to. I'm going Colson Love at 20 to the Broncos. Makes a lot of sense for them. My Steelers at 21. Is it Shedeur or the Pittsburgh shit? I just have that feeling. I just have that feeling that the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna take Shedeur Sanders. You know what though? You know what though? No, we're not taking Shedeur Sanders. You know why? Because every year, except for the Kenny Pickett year with Trent McDuffie, every year there's always some type of player that falls, and the Pittsburgh Steelers realize that talent. They're like, that player is too good to be here. We have to take them. We have to take them, even if we don't need them. Keanu Benton, we didn't really need him. Took him though. Malachi Starks, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler. Okay, that would get me excited right there, man. That would get me really excited. Oh, oh yeah. All right, 22. Los Angeles Chargers. Last year, the Chargers bit me in that first round. They were picking five overall, and I was convinced they were going Malik Neighbors, man. I was convinced they were going Malik Neighbors. They went Joe Alt. Great pick by them. Great pick. Ruined my mock draft, though. Was 4 for 4 to start the draft. And I might let them do it again. Because I'm going to take a receiver here. It can be Matthew Golden out of Texas. 23, Green Bay Packers. It's got to be one of these edge rushers, right? They've been sitting here for too long. It's got to be James Pierce Jr. Even though I like James Pierce Jr. more than Ezeraku and Michael Williams, but man, it's got to be him right there. I think that's the pick that the Packers will make. 24, we got to trade. We got to trade. Shout out my buddy Cruz. Shouted him out before. He's a Vikings fan. I actually made a whole 7 round mock draft last year, kind of because they were in an interesting position, but also for Cruz. If you go check that out from last year, right? But man, they've got 4 picks this draft. They've got to get something, right? Cleveland Browns. You took Travis Hunter in the first round, right? All right, 24 is worth 740. What's 33 worth? 580. So we need to make up 160 points. What's 67 worth? No. What's 94 worth? 124. And then Mike will go 192 is worth 14.2. All right. Minnesota Vikings just went and picked up three extra picks in the draft. They're trading back from 24 to 33, also acquiring 94 and 192 in the process. And the Cleveland Browns are trading up. They're coming up. They're taking Shedeur Sanders to pair with Travis Hunter. I think it's going to happen, man. I think it's going to happen. I think Shedeur Sanders. Here's my thing, right? Shedeur Sanders is going to be on the board, okay? And if he doesn't go early, like I think there's a possibility that he goes really early. If he doesn't do that, he's going to fall a lot. And the teams that are either going to take him are they going to be the Saints at 9, or they might trade back and take him because none of these other teams are going to take him right here. Okay? None of those other teams need him. Seahawks, I think, could be in play. Buccaneers, very sneaky in play for Shedeur Sanders, I think. Steelers, definitely in play. So then either the Steelers are going to take him or somebody's going to trade back in front of LA, I think, and take him. And I think Minnesota just makes so much sense to trade out. They only have 4 picks. Do it, right? Texans, I'm rocking with the pick I've been rocking with. That's Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. They just need offensive line help in general. Former teammate CJ Stroud. Boom, why not? 26, the Rams, very interesting team. Very, very interesting team. But I think I've kind of settled on either tackle or corner for them. And it's down really to Josh Connolly Jr. at the tackle spot. I don't really think any of these other guys should go in first round. Maybe Donovan Jackson, but as a guard, right? And just one of these corners that I think could fit in the first round, like Trey Amos, Benjamin Morrison, Maxwell Harrison, or Savon Rebel. And this is going to have to be Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. I don't know what it is about him. He's just giving me vibes that he's either going to sneak in the first round or be a third rounder. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but he's giving me some weird vibes there. 27, Ravens. I think Luther Burden could make a lot of sense for them, man. I really do. I think both of these receivers could. I think that's sneaky, sneaky on the list there. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna attack edge for them. I think Michael Williams is still on the board, isn't he? He is. That's gonna be my pick there. Michael Williams to the Ravens. Maybe the steal of the draft. Maybe the steal of the draft. Michael Williams is another guy like Shedeur Sanders. I think he's either gonna go really early or fall down into the 20s somewhere. 28 Lions. Michael Williams would have been a great pick for them. I think that they would very heavily consider one of these two receivers here with both of them sitting on the board. But I do think also that guard could be in play with maybe Tyler Booker. And I think edge could be in play with Nick Scourton, Landon Jackson, whoever you like, really. I personally would probably take, maybe Braden Swenson over those guys, but maybe not over Scourton. But I think with Luther Burden sitting here, I think that you have to take Luther Burden if you're the Lions. 29, Washington. I'm rocking with it, man. I think I'm going to rock with it. Do I do it? No. We're going to go corner for them. We're going back to the corner route for them. We're going to actually take Benjamin Morrison. I know that's a risky pick due to the injury, but I think that they've got the opportunity to be like, hey, we're going to take you, get healthy, and then be a dog for us, right? 30 for the Bills. I think Emeka Buka sneaky in play. But nah, I'm gonna keep it kind of simple here for the Bills. Um, and I'm gonna it's kind of almost a corner run here. Maxwell Harrison going a little bit before that. I'm sticking with the pick I've been going with. I'm gonna go Trey Amos out of Mississippi for the Bills at 30. 31 Chiefs, definitely think could be a trade out candidate. We're not going to though. We're just gonna go ahead and go get Derek Harmon out of Oregon, a guy that I think is probably gonna end up being a first rounder. Kenneth Grant falling out of the first round is wild for me. And the reason I say that is we're going to end it off with a bang. I think there's going to be a late night trade coming back into the first round. The New York Giants. New York Giants with the Eagles. 34. 32. There's a 10-point difference. Or no, sorry. 30-point difference there. So, I don't know. Giants throw 105. That gets accepted. 34, 105 for 32. And the day one final mock draft of the year for me. Well, we got something coming tomorrow as well after night one. It's Jackson Dart. Giants trade into the first round, taking Jackson Dart at pick 32. Oh man, that was fun. That was fun, man. Listen, if you're new here, if you have never been here, whatever, before on the channel, um, welcome. Stick around, go watch some of my older videos from this draft cycle. Listen to what I've had to say. Why not, right? But man, this has been a really, really fun draft cycle. I've really enjoyed it. This has been the most successful draft cycle for me ever since I started doing this. My first video dropped on February 3rd, I think. Let's check. I really wish this draft would load. That'd be nice. So I could recap it. My first video this draft cycle dropped on February 3rd. Since February 3rd, we have had over 6,000 views on the channel, man. That has been awesome. Awesome. 6,000 views on the channel. Over 110,000 impressions. Um, Average view duration, 8 minutes and 36 seconds. That's fine. Impression click-through rate, 3.4%. And we have gained 30 subscribers in this draft cycle. Very, very awesome draft cycle. Very, very much appreciated. If you don't know, like this has always just been for fun. And is PFF really gonna do this to me right now? Sometimes PFF does this and it won't load. No way. No way. Wow, really? All right, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. There we go. It did not load. I had to go back through and redo the whole entire draft. Hope I got every single pick right. All right. So number one, we went Cam Ward. Number two, Travis Hunter. Number three, Abdul Carter. Four, Will Campbell. Five, Mason Graham. Six, Ashton Denty. Seven, Armand Mimbu. Eight, Jalen Walker. Cowboys trade up to nine from 12. Take Ted McMillan. 10, Mike Green. 11, Jahdae Barron. Saints, after trading back with Dallas, take Shamar Stewart. 13, Kelvin Banks. 14, Tyler Warren. 15, Will Johnson. 16, Walter Nolan. 17, John Campbell. 18, Gray Zabel. 19, Donovan Mesoraku. 20, Colson Loveland. 21, Malachi Starks. 22, Matthew Golden. 23, James Pierce Jr. Cleveland coming back into the first round with Minnesota. Trade with Minnesota, getting number 24, taking Shedeur Sanders. 25, Josh Simmons. 26, Maxwell Harrison. 27, Micah Williams. 28, Luther Burden. 29, Pinch Morrison. 30, Trey Amos. 31, Derek Harmon. And the Giants coming back in at the end of round one, taking Philly's pick, number 32, and using it on Jackson Dart, the quarterback out of Mississippi. That is my final mock draft of the year, final predictive first full round mock. And like I was saying before, we got rudely cut off by PFF and had to pause the recording and everything and come back. Yeah, man, this has been awesome. This draft cycle has been so much fun. Like I said, we've gained 30 subscribers, had over 110,000 impressions, over 6,000 views this draft cycle. Very, 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 very much appreciated. This has all been for fun ever since I started. The first ever mock draft YouTube video I made was because I had been watching mock draft YouTube videos in my dorm my sophomore year of college, and I got bored one day and I didn't want to play video games. I didn't want to just I had nothing that I wanted to do, right? And I said, "You know what? I'm going to do a mock draft and I'm going to record it and I'm just going to put it on YouTube." And I did that and I got like 258 views. You can go back and watch it. I had no clue what I was talking about. No clue at all. just just recording, just yapping, just talking about football, right? And I was like, "Whoa, I got 250 views. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again." Right? And it became addictive. It became like a hobby almost. Like it was just like I just want to do mock drafts for fun, and that's what I do. That's what the whole point of this whole entire channel and all these mock draft videos, just doing them for fun, right? And it keeps me, well versed and knowledge in the football world, right? Um, you know, whatever. Okay. But yeah, man, I'm excited. This is my final one. Putting it out today. It's currently 12:34. It's one of my favorite times of the day. Matter of fact, I was talking about that yesterday. Very weird, but anyways, that happened to just pop up. But yeah, 12:34, one of my favorite times of the day. I'm gonna get this uploaded ASAP. Like as soon as it finishes converting the video recording and everything, I'm putting it on YouTube. I'm excited, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see y'all next time. And tomorrow, check out tomorrow. We're gonna have a reaction video early tomorrow, maybe around this time again, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reaction video from the first round. Follow me on Twitter. I'll put it in the description of this video. Follow me on Twitter at cfree or sorry camfree7 CAMFREE7. I will be live tweeting all night um of the picks when they happen and just talking about like maybe giving a brief breakdown and a grade. Um and yeah, follow me on Twitter for that. Subscribe if you like the channel. We'll be back tomorrow around this time, like I said, a little reaction video. And then after that, tomorrow, we'll have two uploads tomorrow. Seeing what the second and third round are going to look like tomorrow night based off what happens tonight. But yeah, man, hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed this full draft cycle. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Um, go watch my other videos. Why not? And if you're not new here and you're a consistent returner, I appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate the love. And I'll see you next time. Peace.